And welcome back to the show. Well, Authentic Flamenco is returning back to Melbourne this June, and this is an absolutely amazing show that has gone right around the world. And we thought today we would actually try to find out a little bit more about this amazing show. So we thought we would actually get Fever's original manager, Phil, on the phone right now to chat a little bit about this amazing show. So welcome to the program, Phil.
Hi, David. Thanks for having me.
So, Phil, I was wondering if you could start off by telling us a little bit about what your involvement is with these amazing shows.
Yeah, of course. Well look, I assume most people do not know about Fever, and the name doesn't really give it away, but Fever is actually a Spanish company. And so our mission is to democratize access to culture and live entertainment. And as a Spanish company, obviously, it's a great pleasure for us to collaborate with the Real Theatre of Madrid and Teatro Real de Madrid. To bring and to help them basically exporting this amazing piece of Spanish culture to the rest of the world, and to Melbourne in particular, obviously. So as Fever, we are doing a few things. We help with the local production of the show, obviously. And then we are also, leveraging our technology platform to market and sell tickets for the show.
So you mentioned this is a collaboration. When did this collaboration first begin, and whose idea was it in the first place?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, the collaboration started in 2023. So it's been a while that Fever, being a Spanish company in the world of culture, we have been in conversations with Teatro Real to discuss about exporting some of their most amazing content. And therefore they came up with the idea of flamenco being, a great opportunity to really showcase this art to the rest of the world, like without having people needing to travel to Spain to really enjoy it. And so that was in 2023. There was a first tour in the US with the premiere was in New York City, and the Queen Mother, Reina Sofia, attended that show, which was a great surprise for us and for the artists. And it was such a success in the US that then we last year, as you know well, had the global tour already, where the artists were present in Sydney and Melbourne and also Brisbane. And so we are repeating this year with a new lineup of artists and of course, bringing in like a refreshed show for the Australian audience.
So tell us a little bit about how you find artists. Like you said, there's some new artists involved with the show this time around. How do you go about finding artists that you want to have involved with the show?
Yeah, so the artist selection and the curation of the program is done by Teatro Real de Madrid. So this is something we as Fever do not get involved into. They basically would consider the lineup based on what happened last year. How can we refresh the content, bring in something new, but also something that we know has been really enjoyed by the audiences last year. But so once again, these are artists which are the best in the world, right? And it will depend also on their schedule with the shows that they have in different cities in Spain and around the world.
So how many performers come together to make the show work each night?
Yeah, so look, in total we have 12 performers that are touring the globe, but so in Melbourne, for example, it's 6 performers that will be coming. So you have dancers, you have musicians, and you have singers.
Okay, so you mentioned before about when the show first kicked off, but from when the idea was first there to the first performance, how long did it take to put the show together? And can you tell us a little bit about that process, how that process came together to bring all this together for a show?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I think it's for this time around, I would say it's roughly a 6 to 8 month process. Starting with looking back to last year, how did it go, what audiences enjoyed or enjoyed less, and taking that into consideration for crafting and curating the new program. And obviously it's accelerating in the last 3-4 months. Once we lock in the artists, the venues, and the program, then everything is on track to launch. And this is when a lot of the harder work works, with working on the production, rehearsal for all the artists, obviously, and also all the less sexy part, but of booking all the flights, hotels, etc., etc.
So our audience, of course, has been given a little bit of an insight to what it's like to be part of a dance company through various television shows over the years. But the nitty gritty of it, how long would these dancers be rehearsing this show each day? Like how many hours, and what does it put their body through getting ready for a show like this?
Yeah, I mean, arguably it's been a lifetime of work for them, obviously, to refine their craft. But so for a show like this, as I was mentioning, it's like mostly in the last 3 months ahead of the show that they start really rehearsing for it. At the beginning, it could be just a few hours a week, and like in the last few days, it's a couple of hours a day rehearsing the show, and they will be performing in multiple cities around the globe and around APAC. So obviously, then they will have performances not daily, but multiple times a week. Awesome. On a mostly daily basis. It's quite different if you think about it between the singers who need to prepare their voices, the dancers where it would be more like a physical activity, and then the guitarist and the musicians. It's like three very different part of the experience, and three different ways of preparing themselves. I think like the most physical obviously is for the dancers. I don't know if you have yourself experienced a flamenco show before, but it's a very physical performance. Yeah. And so obviously, yes, they are like excellent professionals, and they would be preparing themselves, like athletes, I would say, to be in good shape for the performances.
Definitely. And for our listeners out there who are thinking about heading along to the show, what exactly will they see during this show?
Yeah, so flamenco, it's an art form that expresses passion and emotion, right?
Yeah.
So it's very intense, as we were mentioning before. And so it's brought to life by stunning vocals, instrument, and dances, like all together. So it's really like a multi-sensorial experience. And it deals with like this emotion and passion, love stories. And so like you have the opportunity with Authentic Flamenco to really experience it like similarly to what it would be to go to the Real Theater of Madrid, right? With some of the best artists in the world who are coming to Melbourne and to Australia to perform.
So Phil, what does it mean for you personally being part of this show, and what do you hope that people take away from the show after they've come along and watched it?
Yeah, look, I mean, for us at Fever, our mission is once again to democratize culture and live entertainment. So for us, being able, I'm partially Spanish. I think my accent denotes that I'm also French, but I have a Spanish background. So it's really an honor for us, to collaborate with such an institution like the Teatro Real de Madrid and bring some of the best artists to Australia for the local audiences to enjoy here in Australia. So obviously, very proud to be able to do that. And for audiences, it's really a way to connect with the Spanish culture and with this form of art that is traditional and has been around for hundreds of years. So without having to leave Australia, and we really hope that it gives them the wish to travel to Spain, as soon as possible.
Definitely. Now, for all of our listeners out there, if you want to head along and check out Authentic Flamenco, there are various sessions from Friday, June the 21st, right through to Sunday, the 23rd of June. It will all be happening at the beautiful Capitol Theatre in Swanston Street in Melbourne, and we'll have a link up on our website where you can check out where those sessions are, and you can also buy tickets from there as well. Phil, what would you like to say to people out there who are thinking about heading along and checking out Authentic Flamenco?
Yeah, look, I think it will be a unique performance, really, for the ones who have been last year. Once again, it will be a slightly different show with different artists, so still an opportunity to discover more of this beautiful art. And really, it's like, a way to travel. We are leaving Melbourne and hopefully to make you feel like you want to go to Spain for your next summer holiday.
Definitely. Well, Phil, thank you so much for taking the time to come on our show today and talk about Authentic Flamenco. We know a lot of our listeners out there will want to check out this show, and if they want to do so, they can just go to our website, subcultureentertainment.com. All the info and the ticket links will be up there. Phil, thank you so much for being on our show today.